Okay. Well,
Yeah.
Why? What's that say on that?
Mike, can you grab me that skirt? One of those skirts.
Anyone?
Set up professional audio and audio settings.
Oh. Hey, can you hear us? Was that like how'd it sound?
I can hear you. It cut out once,
Oh, okay.
not for too long.
All right. Because it says set up professional audio and audio settings, but I can do that later.
Oh,
yeah.
Yeah, you know her. Somebody can so she's not just in the corner.
Oh my god. Sorry, it's just feels weird. I'm not used to sitting. Like,
do you want to grab one of those?
Huh? Do you want a pillow? Huh? No. No, you use it.
I can use that one. Use it.
Oh, fuck.
So this is a new moon that we're in, and this moon's about big spirit moon.
But the other thing that happened yesterday was the Pelly support group, and it was wearing skirt day that she wanted. And what happened was she wore her skirt to school. It must have been before holidays, or maybe it was last week. I don't know.
It was in this first week of December.
So she wore her skirt, and then she was shamed by the EA, and it was a nice, really beautiful skirt by her aunt that she made. And so then they made the support group, and she has younger siblings, and then they called for action. They called for women to wear their skirts yesterday. So I posted a whole bunch of pictures yesterday. They were really beautiful. Like a lot of schools did round dances, and the kids came in and right up to grade 8, danced in, and the teachers all around stairs and the actual family walked her to school yesterday, and the community people actually walked behind them and did social distancing. And I was thinking, Caitlin, that would be really good too if we did that for the missing and murdered, if we just do the ties, but we could do a walk. If that's still going to go through, we could walk with our skirts on, I don't know, down the house around the laneway or whatever. I don't know if somebody might say something or what, I don't know. But anyway, that's what I was thinking about. And, but what does skirts mean to you, Minga? What do these, like, I had a conversation with a lady. She posted a video, and they're Haudenosaunee. And I said, "Oh, you're using Anishinaabe ribbon skirts?" And she said, "No, they're not." And I said, "Yeah, they are." She said, "Well, it was made by a Haudenosaunee woman." I said, "So?" I said, "That doesn't matter. That didn't matter at all." And she said, "Well, it's still indigenous." I said, "Yeah, it's still indigenous." And I said, "But it's the style." I said, "When we wear Haudenosaunee outfits with a long dress and a skirt underneath, they call us Six Nations at different powwows. They think we're Six Nations or Haudenosaunee. And when we wear our ribbon dresses, they think we're Anishinaabe." And I said, "So they think they see the difference when we wear our different outfits, but I see a lot of Haudenosaunee women start wearing ribbon skirts now and putting the design in there." And she didn't say anything, and then this whole thing came up about these ribbon skirts, and I never see a lot of the old pictures Haudenosaunee people with ribbon skirts on. I don't see it.
Mm-hmm.
So, but anyway, I'm trying to process that and try to understand it. Okay, because they like our style of dancing too. Because there's I was working with some students, and I said, "So, what I don't understand is Six Nations has a great big powwow, and they're not powwow people. So why do you think that happens? And what do you think?" So what do you think, Nina? Let's start with you.
About ribbon skirts, or
Yeah. What's ribbon skirts got to do with drumming and singing? And women, what's it got to do?
the only thing that I think about when I think about ribbon skirts is that story of the kids hiding.
Make sure they hear.
Those kids hiding in their skirts.
And what's that song about?
What?
I don't know.
The song?
Hiding in your skirts? Okay, tell us the story.
Is that in here? What, those kids didn't want to be sent to residential school? Is that what it was? They didn't want to be sent to residential school, so they hid in those skirts. And that's what I think about when I see ribbon skirts.
Can you hear us, Kayla?
I could hear.
Okay. So, what do you guys think? What do you think about what Minga said?
Well, there's nothing to really think about what she said. It's just
Okay. Could you have anything to add to that?
not to what she said.
Okay. What about you, Maya?
That's what she said.
Yeah. What about you, Jen? What about you?
I'm just starting to wear my outfit, which I got not too long ago. So, I like it, but I got my first ribbon skirt at powwow, and it was pretty special to me, but I knew it wasn't meant for me because it was too small.
Which
So,
did it?
garbage did. I was gonna make a dress out of it, but I didn't have the know-how. But it wasn't meant for me though. It was too small. It was made for someone small. And when I put it on, it was just tight.
So, one of the things they say about the skirt that I've heard, one of them was from Christine Sky, passed on now. One of them is Elva Jameson. She's a medicine person, does medicines. And that was all. And when women post them, this another girl that she makes skirts, her name is Tala Tatusis. She talks about her gift of making skirts and talks about the resistance. She talks about her battle with drugs and how she's come to utilize this, and that came in a dream to keep doing skirts. But when we wear the skirts, it's like energy. Oh, I know, Jan loves about the energy coming up the skirt and back down to the earth, so that the energy is flowing up and down to Mother Earth, your connection to Mother Earth, and back up and back down instead of shooting all over the place. And that's your sacred space around you. And then I remember Ernie Benedict talking about a prophecy when I met him in '95 at Cheese of Ontario. He used to be the elder there, and he said the one prophecy was when the first man landed on the moon. He talked about that a lot. And the second one was, we're not going to know who a man is and who a woman is. And he said, because we both look like we're wearing the pants. That's the prophecy, is that we're both wearing pants and they don't know who is the man and who is the woman. And that's all he knew about it. That's all he'd say, is they're not going to know who is man and who is woman. So if you think about that, look at all the responsibilities that women are doing. They're supposed to look after the children, bring the culture in, but we're doing so much more as single parents. A lot of us are single parents, and even the stats say there's more single parents. You're doing double. You're being the father, you're being the mother, you're bringing the bread in, you're teaching them culture, you're teaching them language, you're feeding them, you keep them getting their home, you're doing schooling, and then now with COVID, there's more yet on top of you. So, saying that, thank you, Minga. We'll do the sacred space on them. Okay. So
Well, I was thinking about this one. That there's this book from Aircrafts. It's like those white books that you can find. And in that book, I've never looked at it before, but I started looking at it, and like there's this picture, and it was like they were guys. You can tell they were guys,
Yeah.
but they were dressed up in like women's clothes.
Yeah. Two-spirit. Well,
Yeah, right.
I call them two-spirit right now.
But it was like it was cool because I've never seen nothing like that. At first, I was scared. I was like, "Oh my gosh!" I don't know why I'm so scared.
Well, hold that thought, and we'll talk about that after.
Yeah.
Right. So think about the women in those skirts. Think about that little girl.
What is this?
What it did to her spirit. If you have children, and like when my children were young, one of my children used to get made fun of because they didn't have Nike clothes, Nike shoes, Nike pants, whatever. They were continuously teased because they didn't feel like they had because they had Walmart shoes or whatever, and they didn't have these athletic up the top shoes, and they were shamed. Other Native kids shamed them because, or if they went to a garage sale and got their clothes, they still were shamed, so they wouldn't wear them. But I said the answer for me, I said, "Want me to draw a Nike sign on the sign of your shoe?" That's what I'll do. But you know, that wasn't the point. It was the hurt. So if that little girl was shamed because her clothes didn't seem good enough, and what they did to Thomas More, a little guy, they took all his clothing away from him and transformed him and put a suit on him and cut his hair and everything else. And they thought that was like success of transforming us into a civilized little boy. So think of that. Think of all those little ones coming behind us, and why we're doing ribbon skirt making and singing and all this kind of stuff. And envision that circle around when we sing the song. What's the song? How does it go? Yeah, hey,
Yeah, hey, oh, 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 hey, yeah, hey, yeah, yeah, hey, hey, yeah, hey, yeah, hey, yeah, hey,
I know, the front door locked. I could have met you at the door.
So that was what called?
Sacred Space song.
By who?
It's coming to me.
By who, Maya? What's the A? Kaden, do you remember?
No.
Avis. It's like a champagne, Charbol. Charbol.
That's why I can't remember.
Avis Charbol. Secret face on, came to her, and a fast. So, Jai, what do you think about that whole situation that happened to that girl in the skirt? Does it mean anything? Cause
Get out of here.
what do you think, Jai?
I don't know. It was unfortunate, and I don't know. It didn't anger me as much as it probably should have. I think people are entitled to wear whatever they feel like they need to wear. If they're a man wearing a skirt, then that's what they want to wear. If a woman doesn't want to wear a skirt, well, then she's entitled to that. And I think the ribbon skirts have become more formal.
No.
More.
They've become more formal and more of a way of expressing Indigenous art. Long time ago, we didn't have ribbon. We didn't have the shiny fabrics. We didn't have those things. We had weaved fabric, and we knew how to process the cotton, and we used to make materials that were so fine that it was almost like satin. But I think the skirts that we see today are a modern adaptation of our own form of art, and how to express ourselves through visual arts as Indigenous people. And I don't think the skirts are belonging to one group or another. I think they formulated or might have started in the like Cree territory. But I remember having this conversation with Pure Faye once, and that's one of the things we talked about. She said that the Tuscaroras in North Carolina, they basically wore nothing because it was so hot year round. I know it would be nice, right? And I think at that time too, for Indigenous people, we had our regulations, we had our law, our rule of law, we had those things in place, and we all had an understanding of not seeing each other in that way, in a sexual way or those kinds of things.
Shameful.
Yeah, it wasn't seen as shameful to
We didn't
walk
grow up
around.
with it.
Yeah.
We didn't grow up getting told that you're not supposed to do that.
Yeah, exactly.
It was our normalization. It was normal.
And I think on the other end of that spectrum with ribbon skirts too, like there comes like, if you don't wear a skirt and you're a woman, you're gonna get skirt shamed for not wearing one. And I've been in that situation, and it's not pleasant. It's not nice. It doesn't make you feel good. But I do know that when I want to wear a skirt is when I will wear one. When I don't want to wear one, I won't wear one.
But
It's
imagine if we're
weird.
comfortable with being like this naked, and if like one of us wore a skirt,
And
Like,
nothing
we'd
on
be
top.
like,
why are you wearing that?
we're like, when is this restricting this?
Like, why like
You
I
can't
feel
do this.
shit.
It doesn't. What are the pockets?
No. But I think like our world in general, worldwide, there's so much corruptness. There's so much stuff going on in our world. There's so much ugliness like that. Indigenous women are viewed as less than. And one of the ways that we protect and respect ourselves in a way is wearing our ribbon skirts. When you're walking down the street and you see another Indigenous woman wearing a skirt, you're like, oh, I know she's Native, and I feel safer. You feel that connection. So I don't shame or blame or anybody who doesn't want to wear a skirt. And I don't shame or blame anybody who does want to wear one. I make them. I make ribbon skirts a lot. I haven't actually done it in a while. But I found that by making ribbon skirts, I grew a different type of relationship with it. And knowing that I can make these for other people, and when or where, if I want to wear one, is when I'll wear one. And I don't think ribbon skirts are inherent to one person or the other. I think there's different styles. different designs and different ideas that go into them. But cross-cultural appropriation happens across Canada and the States and all the indigenous cultures. And we need to move past that idealization of, well, this is mine and this is mine and that's yours and you need to keep it over there and I'll keep it over here, when it's just been tearing down who we are as indigenous people. We're singing songs and sharing songs that we've borrowed from Mi'kmaq people, we've borrowed from
Even ceremonies.
the Haida Gwaii ceremonies. Like I'm talking about the songs we sing now.
I'm saying like even ceremonies, we do the same thing.
Yeah,
If our people are in need of it, like the Sundance.
yeah,
Sundance originally was from the Lakotas, and Ojibways have adopted it,
yeah.
and we made it kind of fit what we needed at that time.
And it's about borrowing and
Mhm.
sharing, and it's just giving constantly.
Mhm.
Because when you give, someone else is going to give back to you. So I don't know. I think that's my own personal view on skirts. I like how they look. I've seen skirts that look absolutely stunning, and you know, when someone charges an X amount of money for a skirt, there's so much more that goes into that skirt than just putting it together. And I think a lot of times we undervalue the process, we undervalue the maker or the person that's making them, and just know that they're a business and that they're people that work very hard for that. So I think that's all I got to say.
So you can sing a song then? Uncle Hoy song?
What?
Sing Uncle Hoy song.
I don't know what Uncle Home song.
Sure you do. You sing it all the time in sweat and stuff.
Oh, well, the one by Bruce Elijah.
No, different one.
Oh, which one?
I don't know.
I just want the stomp songs.
Yeah.
I'm not singing that.
Why?
Because I don't.
Yeah.
Not that one.
What one?
That one's those other people.
Put it in a letter. What? She just got to say it. It's okay.
But they're from a different peoples that they borrowed it from them peoples.
We're saying it's okay, but we weren't raised in Longhouse. We never. It's not. Just because it's okay doesn't mean
Okay,
we have
I'm
to
gonna
sing a
sing a
song.
song,
Like
and this is a Longhouse song. And when this song comes when I'm working with people. But Sadie Buck sings this song. I think that's the rabbit dance. Yeah.
that. Oh, I know the rabbit dance. So which version?
I'll sing one round of it.
Okay.
We are hey, hey, we are hey, oh, we are we are hey, oh, we are hey, oh, we are hey, oh, we are hey, oh. We are hey, hey, we are hey, hey, oh, we are hey, hey, oh, hey, oh, we are hey, oh. That's the one I know. So when I used to sing Esther Hilbert Buck, I asked him what was the meaning of this song. And he said coming into the circle. That's what he talked about. Like everybody taking their spot in the circle. And then when I see people singing it, and it's the women that are dancing and their feet are going like this. And then when they stop, they start going the other way. That's how I see them dancing. So
I thought the rabbit dance was two people.
I don't know.
Two step forward, one step back.
It's the same thing.
Oh, same like concept.
Yeah, it's just adapted.
We are hey, we are hey, oh, we are hey, hey, oh, we are hey, oh. We are hey, we are hey, oh, we are hey, we are hey, we are hey, hey, oh. I know Nikki Shawana had joined the Women's Six Nations singing group, so she might know some songs that she might want to share sometime. But that's why I understand that. And then Elizabeth Hill sang this on her first CD or second CD, and she had a story about the rabbit and why its face was squished up. I can only remember part of it, but it is on that CD. Why its tail's all fluffy, why its face it fell out of a tree or something like that. I can't remember, but it is on that CD. If you ever get a chance to listen to her song, I remember listening to this particular song all night on a CD. I just kept letting it play on repeat all night. You guys are probably sick of it, but I remember singing it. I remember hearing it all night when I first moved back to the house after the house fire. I just stayed on the floor and just I don't know I needed that song. But, so Jen, what all do you want to say? Anything else about the skirt?
I think it's very sacred and very special. Why is because one time me and Marcus went to Starbucks. This was like 6 years ago, 6 or 7 years ago. We went to Starbucks and I was having a hard time at that time. Like there's no way to describe how hard of a time I was having. And we're way out in Ancaster, and before we went in, I didn't see a Native person in sight, and I started to feel kind of like anxious. And we went in there, and I tried to fix his tablet up so I could do my homework, so I could sit and have coffee, do my homework, and he could be on his tablet. But his tablet wasn't working, and we were getting just
Go ahead.
and then we were getting crowded in by people. They're literally kind of bumping us and trying to squish in close to us. Like we were getting crowded right in, and I never felt that way too many times before by non-Native people, where they literally touch you to try to get close to you. And I was getting more and more anxious and nervous, and I wasn't getting angry. I was just like getting anxious because people were trying to move in so close to us. I don't know why. But then all of a sudden, this woman came in, and I think she was Haudenosaunee, but she was wearing a ribbon skirt, and she looked like an elder. She had long silver gray hair, and she came in, and she kind of looked at us, and I looked at her, and I was just shocked. And she went and ordered a coffee, and then I thought, oh, maybe we should just get out of here. And so we took that as our chance to get out of there, and we got out of there. And another special thing I seen was on their truck with whoever she came in with was the domes, the Haudenosaunee domes. And I appreciated seeing that, like being so far away from home and being crowded in like that. Like usually doesn't happen unless you're with people that you know, where they actually try to touch you or crowd into you like that. But so we left, and I didn't get his iPad set up. But I felt better after she came in with her skirt on. And then I thought it brought like good energy to me and my son, and we were able to just make the decision to get out of there and go home. And he can't get on his iPad. And that was too bad. Like, that was kind of sad, but it worked out. It gave us enough like good energy to get out of there.
So it sounds like it made you feel safe.
Yeah.
Seeing something familiar.
Yeah.
Where were you?
I was in Starbucks in Ancaster.
Yeah. So that's kind of like how I used to feel when I first went to McMaster to school. It was an unfamiliar place. It wasn't very often you'd see another Indigenous person or look like it, and I was always looking for it. But I felt better when I'd go to the Indigenous studies, or if I went to the Indigenous studies, I took a course, I always took it. So I'd be with the other people, and everything would make sense to me, because when I would talk in those other classes, it didn't make sense to them, what I was saying. So, but, and I'm glad, like Philip Cote, he does a lot of art in Toronto, and that brings the familiarity there. And even in our school, that's been there for almost 20 years. And like Jai said, a skirt is like a creativity expression, culture expression. And everybody has a different way. Like this one girl I was talking about, she's made many skirts, and there's no one skirt the same. They're all different. All of them, they're all different. And so Jen, pick a song.
Talking about fighting?
Remember how it goes?
Oh no.
Just hum it. Okay, Jen wants to sing the song called "Coming Out Fighting." And what's this song talk about, Jen?
I don't know.
You know, Jai? What's your dad talk about this coming out fighting song?
So that one isn't coming out fighting. That's a different one.
Oh, is it?
That's a different song, but I don't know what it's called. Coming out fighting is how's it go?
So that song, "Coming Out Fighting," it talks about your spirit, your energy, like how Jen was talking. When they come into the circle, they're wearing everything sacred about themselves, of what it represents to be who they are. Their regalia, their hair, their medallions, or whatever it talks about them, their clan, their nation, and their gifts. They're coming in dancing, and they're showing the people who they are. And then when they look behind them, as they go around to the doors, the east and the south and west and north, they look behind them, and their family is behind them. And they're doing the same thing, showing themselves who they are. So what it's saying a lot of things. If you be who you are, then other people can be who they are, whether they're Indigenous or not. And just by being that way, just by being who you are. But it's also teaching our family and our, like, especially our children and stuff like that. So that's what that talks about. So yeah. Okay. Mine just gone to check the light. It's all right. Maya's clipping one of her nails off, and one of my beads fell out of here because the dog got Maya's turtle. So it fell out. So she's handing it. She thinks she thought it was a nail while going in there. So I remember when Jen first heard this song, she was sitting there. She was about 8 or 9. When she heard this song,
No, she heard that song. That's a different song.
oh, okay. So what's that song?
I don't know.
I'm gonna ask Dad what that is.
Is this the song you heard?
I don't know.
No, Dad says it was coming up fighting it. Yes, it was. I'm pretty sure.
It was the song she was singing.
Because he
The song we're singing is Come On Fighting. The song she's singing
Anyway,
is something else.
okay.
But the
This
she
song
danced
or the
to
one
was
song
different.
Jen
Yeah.
likes singing?
That's what they were
No,
saying.
no. The song that she danced to was the song she sang. So the story was wrong.
Okay. Can I finish?
Sorry, I'm just trying to clarify.
Okay, so one of those songs, Jen, or what we just sang, she was about 7 or 8. I think she was about 9, maybe. Anyway, there were some people here from up north, and we were visiting with them for 2 days outside. Well, we slept, but we had a fire outside and we had an arbor at the time. And then they were singing and stuff, and then all of a sudden Jen got up and just started started dancing, fancy dance, and she just really liked that song. Because at the time, I had a funeral here, one of my babies, Sunflower, and they were visiting us, and I don't know, it must have just helped him a lot at that time. But we just all remember that time, and there was like, that saying, dance like nobody's watching. That's what she was like. She was just spinning and twirling and dancing. It was just so beautiful to watch. And that's what I see when I see my grandkids dance, or my girls. I take so many videos of them when they're dancing. I just love the way they flow along the ground and when they're dancing with each other. You lost your stick.
see what you get for messing around.
Worse than the kids are just like,
They're just like, will you please just stop?
like, that's why I can't sit still. I'm constantly talking. And I can't. This is why it takes so long for us to do things.
So Maya, your turn.
Maya.
Maya,
About what?
I can't
what
say
are we
so.
talking about, Maya?
It's not our fault.
You were talking about Jen dancing.
Yeah, we're done.
And what were we talking about before that?
It's
These.
Well, Jai kind of touched up on what
I
I
can't
said.
see you.
I don't want to be seen.
Okay, we're talking to the computer.
They can hear. Oh. Okay. No, Jai kind of already said it though.
No, what do you? We'll just.
I don't know. I don't really like, not to be rude, but like I don't see like a really far history with ribbon skirts, and I think it's something newly created that just it sparked so much and it meant so much to people that it became.
Why do you think?
Well, every skirt is an art expression, really. Whether you realize it or not, it's something that it comes from you, or if you get it made from somebody, it still means something to you because the way it looks, the designs, whoever made it for you. Yeah, literally, it's just an expression of yourself, and it's an extended version of yourself, like your hair, or you're singing, you're dancing. It's an extended version of yourself, in some way that you can express it even more.
So do you think that's why that girl took it so heavy? Because those skirts mean so
Because
much
it was
to their
her.
family?
That was her.
Then
Because they
it's
weren't just talking
especially
about
made-
what she was wearing. That was her that they were talking about. You're not supposed to be here. Like, you're not. This doesn't fit
So
here.
can you
You know what I
imagine?
mean?
Can you imagine over the 150,000 that went to residential
Yeah,
school,
exactly. It's the
about
same thing.
tearing those clothes
Yeah.
all off, washing them, scrubbing their hair,
And
cutting
then for
their
us back then to be like, what the hell? Like,
and then they
that's
cut their hair.
everything that was about me that you just took from me.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then they put them all in the same outfits,
Mhm.
and then they thought they were in grief because we only cut our hair when we're in
Mhm.
grief. Then they who died?
Yeah.
What
That's like if we went to Jai's house and we took all her American Eagle jeans. That's Jai. You know what I mean?
I don't just.
She'd be sad as hell.
Or my sweaters. Sweaters would have been a
Her
lot
sweaters
better.
and her American. You know what I mean?
would you
Like,
have done?
that's literally like going into a white, like a non.
Yeah.
That's like going into a non-native person's house, taking all your stuff, and you're like, no, you can't wear that. It just doesn't fit here. I'm like,
Oh, honey, what is this? What is all
or you're
this?
like, you can't eat that anymore. That's mine. Like,
So
you
it's the
can't
same
say
thing
that.
as who do you take? Do you take somebody with you when you go shopping? And I'm always saying, what's this look like on me? When it should be important what I think I look like in it. But I always make sure I ask you guys, what's this look good on me? Because when I ask you, you're gonna tell me the truth. No, that's not you. Because you'll hand me something. This is you, Mom. This is
Yeah.
you. This is you, Mom. These shoes are your Mom. These pants are yours, Mom. And you're always right.
Sometimes we don't even tell you, or like we'll just get you something like extra like this. She'll wear it.
Yeah,
Yeah. But you guys like my stuff too.
Yeah.
I don't.
I do. I wear
I'm
it.
not, for me, your style is your stuff. That's not what I meant at all.
I would steal mom's clothes.
I don't. I can't fit them.
Okay.
So,
So,
anyways,
pick a song.
you stop scrubbing.
I'm trying to like break it off so that I can get under
I'll
there.
do it
and pull
later.
it off.
Wait. Caitlin, what do you think about this skirt thing? And what's your thoughts on it? What do you think of? Are you there?
Yeah, I'm here. Oh, it just made me real sad. Maya kind of just said what I thought. Like it was, that little girl was so pumped about wearing that skirt that somebody made just for her, and for somebody to say that to her, that's just heartbreaking.
What would you do if that happened to your girl at this school up here? What would you do?
Oh, that's it. I'm writing a letter. No, I don't even want to imagine. I don't even want to imagine.
Pushing past the hurt, what would be the most impactful way that you could change that woman's thinking or man's thinking, whoever did that, and for it to change things? What would you do?
I would get her a ribbon skirt.
That's a really kind thing to do. That's a real kind thing to do. And what would you just give it to her?
No, I would. I probably wouldn't be the one to give her teachings on it, but I would bring somebody in to give those teachings. Just so. Yeah, I don't know. And so was that little girl? That was my question. Did that little girl go to school off reserve, like to a off reserve school, or was she on reserve?
I think
She was on reserve.
I think she was
Are
on
you serious?
reserve. I don't know if it was a non-Indigenous teacher or if it was a temp teacher or an
Yeah.
Aboriginal teacher.
Because that's what boggled my mind was when they were posting pictures yesterday, like the staff at the school, they all had ribbon skirts on, and I was like, what? She goes to an on-reserve school and somebody's telling her, not to be wearing that on reserve school. Like it was just like mind-boggling.
It was a formal dress day, and she pointed to another student and said, "You're supposed to be wearing things like that, not what you have on." She compared her, and she said, "You need to wear things like this, dressy things like this, not what you have on." Like degraded her.
I would have been like, first of all,
I would have done that if she was at all. She would have got up, and I know she would have.
I actually did when I went
She
to
did.
LSK.
I thought about residential school, everything, those things like that.
So when I was in grade 7, oh my God, a long time ago. When I was in grade 7, I remember sitting in class, and I had been going with my mom and dad to different conferences and education places and all these whatever, like outside of school. And one of the things that we were learning about or going to or remember hearing about was like the residential schools. And ever since I was younger, I'd never wanted to be in school. I was like, this doesn't feel right to me. I want to go home. I want to be with my family. I need to be around my family. And I remember I was sitting there and I wasn't doing any work. And I think in the teachers' minds, they were like, oh, she's not compliant. She doesn't want to do her work. She's argumentative. She's a problem, blah, blah, blah. And one of the EAs had asked me, she said, what's the matter? But it was snarky. So I was kind of like, well, you know, I'm like sad because I don't want to be here. Like, I don't want to be sitting in this classroom. It makes me think about residential schools and like, why are we in this building? And I think at that time, being so like far thinking, she didn't really know how to answer. And she was like, well, you know, that was like 100 years ago. Like, just let it go. And she was an Indigenous person, an Indigenous teacher who said it to me. And I was like, I didn't know how to like feel because I was like, oh, it's common. I thought all adults knew about residential school. I thought all Indigenous adults knew. So I came home and I was mad and I was pissed off and I was angry and I wrote a letter, took it back to school the next day. I put it in her mailbox and I went to class. And it was like an hour and a half later, she comes to the door. She's like, I want to talk to you outside. And I was like, oh, great. Now I'm in trouble because I wrote a letter. And I came outside and she broke down and started crying. And I was like, I didn't know what to think. And when we were talking, she's like, I want to apologize to you. And it's the first time an adult had apologized to me at the school, or at my former school, I should say. And I was taken aback by it because I didn't expect it to happen. And she's like, I want to say I'm sorry. This is very mature of you to do. And she's like, I want to help you. I want to do something. I want to make your experience at the school better. And this teacher actually really did help a lot after that. And yeah, and she just passed not too long ago. And I thought I'd get emotional by it. But she did help a lot.
Darla?
Yeah. She did. And she did a lot for our community and our students. And I think sometimes we butted heads a lot, but I think it was because I was very forward in the way I spoke, and I was very, I don't know. But yeah. Damn. And I don't think you really realize how much of an impact that has, or some people, maybe they do and maybe they don't. But that little girl in Saskatchewan, like, she had a whole community rally around her and uplift her after experiencing something like that. She didn't just have a whole community, she had a whole country of Indigenous people stand up and stand beside her. And I think that's amazing. And, you know, if it ever happened to Wiley, I'd be so upset. I'd be so angry. If it happened to any of my adopted nieces and nephews, I don't know. It would definitely bother me, and I know I would do something and stand up and help support in any way that I could. Yeah. Anyways, enough about me.
Makeup got my eyes.
Yeah, sure. It's the makeup.
No, I was just thinking about what you were saying, and like 2 years ago, maybe not. Yeah, I think two. Maybe about 4 years ago, 5 years ago, 10 years ago. I don't think an uprising like that would happen, but it does now. And I think like this Facebook and all that stuff helps, even though there's negative parts of Facebook. But this part helps with that, to get the message out there more and communicate and support each other more. So, but Caitlin, do you have a song?
To sing or just to throw it there for you guys to sing?
Either or. There's two of you on here, right? Or three of you?
Four. I think
Can't see.
Maybe you should end it with a strong woman song.
Okay. Who's the other two on here?
A Kathy and Melissa. Hi, Melissa. Ani.
Kathy and Melissa, do you know the Strong Woman song?
Yes, I do.
Oh, Melissa. Oh, yeah, Melissa. And Kathy, do you know it? Who?
she was. I think she said
Kathy. That's her mom, right?
Kathy McKenzie.
Tell her I'm driving.
Sorry, my mom's driving right now.
Okay. We're gonna do the strong woman. We're gonna do the strong woman song, and it came from where? Where did it come from?
Jen?
Where did the strong woman song come from? Jen? No, she's right.
Baby Paul.
Kingston Prison. Came from Kingston Prison.
Right.
It came in a sweat again. It came in a sweat, and so how the women talk about this is when a woman is down and they are in a center and their spirit is down, the other women gather around just like they all gathered around this young girl, and they sing this song. They uplift her spirit.
Can
That's what the song
you
talks
hear
about.
me?
Yeah, I can hear you. So we're all gonna take a
I
turn.
can't hear you at all.
Huh?
You can't hear her?
I'm not on mute.
Can you hear me, Caitlin?
Yeah, I can hear you good.
So let's start then. Ready? Take your drink or whatever. So I'll take a turn.
It reminds me of like a buffalo.
Go this way.
A little baby buffalo, and then all the big buffalo are like around it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's like when
Did you
when
notice
a
when
buffalo
elephants-
gets born.
Yeah. Is that
Yeah.
what happens?
Or is it elephants?
Or when they pass.
Elephants, and when they pass, they wail.
Yeah, they all stand around it and they wail. They actually make like crying noises.
Oh,
So go this way.
just the elephants or buffalo too?
I don't know. I know.
Okay, how about you
elephants
just
for sure.
Sorry, I have to drink.
That's Jonathan's song.
Hey. Oh, I messed up. Somebody else go.
Melissa! Caitlin.
Away high. Hey, hey, away, hey, hey, oh. Ooh, sorry, I was nervous.
Kathy.
Driving.
Oh yeah, Maya.
Well, miigwech, ladies. I hope you enjoyed that last song and our talk throughout about that ribbon skirt and what happened to that little girl. And thank you for all your. Are you gonna sing it?
No, she said miigwech.
Oh, remember these sessions every Tuesday are recorded, so you can tap into it on the Mississaugas and the Credit
Or
First
YouTube.
Nation websites.
Yeah.
The website of Mississaugas and New Credit, it's on there.
YouTube too.
And YouTube to listen to it every week. There's already 8 sitting there from last fall, and then we're gonna go for 8 weeks this time,
I think so.
or I don't know, maybe 6 or 8 weeks. I'm not sure. So, you want to say anything, Mika? Got it?
No.
Maya?
No, just miigwech.
Good.
Miigwech.
Okay, do you have anything? You have any questions?
No, I don't. Just need to practice more. Got nervous on that strong woman song. I was just like, geez, that's the.
Yeah, next new credit conference, Caitlin will have to.
Yeah, Kaylin, you're doing the next opening for the next gathering.
Yep.
Great.
I do want to do that. I don't care what it's about, but maybe one night just before dark, to put a skirt on, or even if somebody don't want to wear skirts, but just to walk. And so I know it's hard to sing and walk at the same time, but to do that maybe up at the council house or somewhere, I don't know, or even on one of our properties, or be back in a bush even.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. But miigwech, and I'll see you guys next week. Thank you for recording and hosting us.